Hey everyone, how's it going? It's good to see you. I'm getting over COVID, so there's that. Sorry I haven't posted in a bit. I've been crazy. So recently I've been in Dallas, Texas, cooking for 100 different chefs, beautiful Indian food, sharing my passion, but also sharing the story and how I got there. Had another Atma event. And this time I flew out one of my good friends, Chef Sahil, who you're about to meet. Chef Sahil is the executive chef over at Rooh, Chicago, as well as Bargoa in Chicago. He's an incredibly talented chef with an amazing story. So I sat down with him before our Atma event a while back, and I wanted to bring his story to you. This is a chef from India. This is a chef who has really taken the cuisine and given it the respect it deserves, I think. He's also pioneering a modern style of Indian cuisine. So I wanted to get together with Sahil and say, hey chef, like, what is it like to be a chef coming from India, working with Indian food for an American audience? So stay tuned. This interview is amazing. So without further ado, let's meet Sahil.
My name is Sahil Sethi. I'm the head chef at Rooh, Chicago and Bargoa. I'm from Faridabad. It's just the passion. Always wanted to cook something which is true to the roots. So started working with European cuisine, understanding the different cultures and cuisines altogether, and wanted to come back to Indian cuisine from there on by learning the techniques which are applied everywhere in all the other cuisines, and how could we leverage that and take the Indian cuisine to next level. It means home. It means soul. It means something somewhere where I belong. The food that's what I've grown up eating. So there's a lot of fond memories attached to it, uh, from street food to the food that my aunt and my mom makes. Even if I'm not at home, while I'm back at home, I always make sure that I go to them and always ask for what I want to eat, and it's the same flavor till date. So when they can do it, I think we can at least try to do it what they have been doing. So all those flavors become a whole memory, and it's nostalgic to be away from home. But again, it is what it is. But again, going back to the roots is always true. I think it's just the perception of Indian food that needs to be put out right. Is still people are still thinking that Indian food is for delivery, is a food that's always good on buffet. No, it's beyond it. So I think that perception needs to change. That barrier has to break, and people have to start eating out more Indian food and be open to experimenting. Right? We got used to eating Asian flavors, Mexican food. Now is the time for Indian food as well. So, not saying don't try other cuisines, but do keep an open heart for Indian cuisine as well. It's not spicy. It's just the warmth of spices that you feel. So the more accustomed you get, the more health benefits you get to see when you use a lot of spices while you're cooking it. And slowly you learn. Now in this era, Instagram is all about helping others to reach to a level where they can also use the spices, whether you can use turmeric, use black pepper in any sense. It is just to improve your health and improve your gut activity. So my favorite dish all time is gonna be a good plate of paratha and fresh home butter. Is that the food? First of all, is the food is spicy. It's always oily and greasy, um, and you get a lot of heartburn eating Indian food. So that's a big myth that's already been broken, and people need to try food out. Apart from that, the bigger problem is thinking that Indian food is just meant to be on the buffet, or it can't be presented well. It can be. People have to be ready to pay the price what they would pay in a French or American restaurant. Is the same ingredients coming in from the same purveyor as what American restaurant, Italian restaurants, or a French restaurant are going to be using. Same duck, same chicken. It's humane. It's free of antibiotics, free of GMOs. So why can't Indian food be put at the same level as other cuisines are? So I think it's a big step that everybody is taking forward. As me being one of the chefs, there are other couple of other chefs who are doing it, and they want to push harder to bring the cuisine to a bigger platform and just make it more acceptable. I think that's the whole thing that everybody's pushing forward to. I think it's just putting your pure love and passion in making what you do. There's nothing authentic as per my philosophy, because the more you try, the more you eat. Each and every dish is going to be made not the same way. It's going to be different. My mom makes let's say a lentil dish. I cannot copy her. No matter if she guides it hand by hand, recipe by recipe, still you can't make the same way. The only thing what I would say is authentic could be if you use the same amount of spices, but a different concoction to it, or a different blend of spices. Even if you're using the base spices the same, that could be something that could be called authentic. But again, you are putting your soul and heart into it. That's all about cooking. You can't replica or copy anything or any cuisine till the time you don't put your heart and soul into it. So I think that's a bigger word. It's like nothing is authentic.
Yep.
It's your own version of it. Be patient. I think be patient and open to learn, but stay true to the cuisine. Don't fall for shortcomings and trying to do it faster and reaching the position faster. It'll come to you. It is just a game of patience. It's just a game of patience. So be ready for it and be motivated no matter what happens. It's your cuisine. If you don't take care of it, it's going to die tomorrow. I think they should try a good breakfast dish, sambar and dosa or sambar and idli, so just to get the flavors of what could be a coastal lentil stew, and something with a fermented batter to it, or something from North India. If I would say, is to try a good chaat from the seats of India, right? Could be from anything from aloo tikki to sweet potato chaat, or a sweet regular potato chaat. But again, understand the flavors. It's like umami in your mouth. So if one thing that you want to try from North India is definitely chaat. Once you get adaptive to all those flavors, you're gonna see, okay, what's happening in your mouth. It's explosion, right? Now you will say, okay, if this is what Indian food is, what's gonna happen if I eat that on a day-to-day basis? What's if I try other dishes that are made in the cuisine? And if you feel that something is spicy, you can drink milk. It's not that spicy. I can guarantee that. So is to stay true to the concept, true to the recipe, but also refining in such a manner where the original taste is not lost, but again is also appealable to people who are eating it. So it's more, it catches your eye, it catches the presentation, and then once you reach that level, of course, the flavors are right there. So let's say taking a sauce which is heavy on fat in terms of using a protein and has a lot of yogurt that's used to cook the sauce. Now, how do we make sure that there's not a lot of oil sitting on the top of the plate? Is to incorporate all that together, blend it fine, pass it through, use ingredients like roasted chana that blends in together and it gives it all the whole viscosity and helps the French dish and present better. So that's one example. I would say the other thing is presenting rice. So rice is not a dollop of rice that's going to go in a plate. It's just beautifully individual grain of rice. If it's sitting in a bowl, that's nicely presented. So you don't have to do much to create a whole atmosphere of nicely presented food or nicely presented plates. Is just putting it right and taking that extra care to put every dish out. No matter if you send 10 plates out or you send 100 plates out, it has to be the same consistent way. I'd rather take 2 minutes extra of putting a dish out instead of just throwing anything on the plate. So